sick little dog. In the first 3 weeks, we didn't know if he would actually even survive. He was a pup that we had given to our daughter. She didn't have any living room furniture, so we purchased living room furniture for her. And because we knew she had him, we opted for the fabric protector. When I went to pick the furniture up, they had informed me they didn't put it on. And they said, oh, well, we'll do it right now. So they unwrapped the furniture, sprayed this liquid all over it, and then wrapped it back up in plastic. And I actually delivered it to her 2 days later. That was the only thing that changed at her house. That was on Friday. Wednesday, she called me and said she thinks Oliver's not feeling well. He's not moving around much. And, she phoned Thursday and said he's not any better. 5:30 Friday morning, she sent me pictures, and his whole belly, his whole torso was red and blistery. So she took him to an emergency vet. That vet advised that he needed immediate care, which they couldn't provide. So I had her bring him to us. My wife brought him here to Sue. Everyone agreed it was a chemical burn. I work at a chemical plant, so I know what a chemical burn is, and Sue didn't think he'd make the day. Started with the blisters, and then he lost some hair. That progressed to skin falling off. Then the pads on his feet fell off. Shortly thereafter, his claws fell out. His back feet were completely, all the pads, all the claws were gone. At one point, the whole underside of his body, both legs, there was no skin there. It was all open. His liver got damaged, and we still don't know the extent of internal organ damage. There was many days in the first 3 weeks where Sue and myself questioned if we were doing the right thing because of the sheer pain he was in and the massive amount of trauma that he had. You just touch him and you could tell he was in pain. He shook constantly. His whole underside of his body was like that, both legs. We tried to get him to lay on his back, and he slept on his back for the most part. Tried to get the MSDS from the company that we purchased the furniture. Material safety data sheet lists all the precautions to do with the chemical, what protective equipment to wear, what symptoms you can get for overexposure. They advised us and Sue that the product's fine. We don't have an MSDS, it's fine, don't worry about it. So we finally ended up getting the MSDS from the manufacturer in London. And all the symptoms on there for overexposure were what he had. Searching through the internet and talking to chemists at my work, they found out that the product changes composition when you wrap it in plastic. It's to be sprayed and let air dry. So they compared it to battery acid. So that was 6-7 weeks ago now. He was born first week of June, and when did he come here? First week of October?
He was just over 3 months, wasn't he?
The very beginning, he was here, the first week, I think he was here every day. Then it went to every other day. From that, it went every third day. And it was twice a week. And now we're at once a week.
So what would you say his worst injury was? Under his belly, back leg's the worst.
Yeah, from about mid-torso back.
Yeah. Several times a week we're doing the bathing to remove the skin that's burned and is dead skin. We are gently removing that with the bathing because that's holding bacteria.
We were bathing him 2 and 3 times a day. He seemed to be comforting in the water more so in the early stages.
We would put him in the water because then the water would suspend his body and he could actually kind of stretch out his legs. Because initially he could stretch them out all the way, but all part of that healing process is the skin contracting, and that's just unfortunate part of healing from a burn.
So these treatments have just been a little over a month then?
He's on antibiotics and he was on pain medication.
He still is. Once you got him on the calendula cream,
Calendula, marigold.
you could see it healing daily.
He was so much more comfortable.
I could feel heat. Like as soon as I put my hands on him, I almost took him off because it was so hot. It's like putting it on a radiator when you go, ooh,
Yeah.
Is that hot?
Wow.
And I just held, and it just slowly went away, and then it was just like normal. Just not by the time I was done.
You see a change in the look on his face.
Yeah.
He's more relaxed.
Yeah.
Noticed that the last time. Yeah, the last time he was here, he went home. He just slept right through till the next morning. Like even a week ago, it's like he almost gets uncomfortable after an hour and a half in one spot. He would move. Yeah, he's been really good. He's actually moving around more now since the last time you see him. We got a queen size bed, and when I come in, it's almost a run from one end of the bed to the other.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He's actually using both back feet now.
You can see he does actually try to move them independently, but he wouldn't be able to take the same length of step with his back legs that he does with his front.
That's awesome he's getting that,
Yeah.
that movement. So I'm more concerned in the long run about getting arthritis through his spine, because you see how he has to kind of arch his back. I mean, the good thing is that he's little, so they can much more easily get around on 3 legs or short and stride in the back.
He still sits with that one foot up though.
Yeah, that's the ankle that's really tight, because you can move the other one. You know, all those things can be managed, and you can have chiropractic, you can have, the Reiki to keep him, to keep him supple through his spine. What he's doing rather than
To get his back legs basically working like his front legs, he would need several surgeries. Several. He's been through a ton, and he didn't deserve it. I mean, my biggest concern is what if someone's newborn baby?
Yeah.
Because it was explained that his skin is basically the same as a newborn, so the damage would have been the same as a newborn.